Okay, welcome to Free Association. This is a new thing for me, doing a podcast while I'm having dialysis, but I've got about another hour to go, and I can't speak very loudly, but I'll give it a try. I'm at the far end of the dialysis room, so I'm not disturbing anybody if I talk a little bit. So I've had a couple of conversations so far this evening about my heart situation, one with the ambulance driver and the other with the nurse who put me on the dialysis. And they both asked me what I do. So I'm going to describe where to find what I do online. And it's a religious organization set up in Florida that was put together by a guy called Bayard Barnes. I think in the 90s. I found him on YouTube. If you look for the Cure Drive channel on YouTube, or for Bayard Barnes on YouTube, then there's loads of videos on there. They're all about 10 years old, at least 10 years old. Bayard Barnes is still posting. He's in his 80s, I think, now, but he's still posting videos. So the thing that I'm doing, along with Reiki, is a thing called Immunics, which is spelled IMMUNICS, and it's wayimmune.org. Cure Drive on YouTube, if you want to find it. I set up a website yesterday about this stuff. What I'm doing is I'm calling it biochemical Reiki, just because people understand Reiki and it stands in as kind of catch-all for spiritual healing these days. But people know that it's a kind of spiritual healing, and I want to make sure that it's kind of recognized as that. Because it's physical as well, but it's a philosophical shift that I've had. So I'm not going to describe that in detail, but there's a philosophical shift behind the whole thing that makes it more effective, I think, as a healing system. Part of it is it's about intuition. It's about developing intuition and about decrees and claiming authority over your immune system. So the first part of the process, the treatment process, is to say something like, I'm now connecting to my ability to control my immune system, which sets the intention that you've got conscious control over your immune system. And they define a lot of things as aspects of the immune system it isn't a physical immune system. It's a physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual immune system. It's the way the system works. So there are some things I don't like about Immunics, but that's my personal preference. So take a look at it, see what you like, see what you don't like, test it. I would always say do it as an experiment, see if you get a result. I'm not claiming anything that other people can't do. Obviously, I've been at this a long time. I've been at this 28 years in terms of Reiki and about 10 years in terms of Immunics. So I'm used to it. I've used it in telesales situations. I've used it to take out colds and viruses and various things like that. There's a long list. It's all about dowsing through lists ultimately. Or do it for yourself. Don't take my word for it. It's something you've got to experience to know whether it works for you or not. And you've got to put a bit of time and effort into it, which I don't think everybody wants to do. But if you put the intuition in, develop the intuition, then the time and effort will provide a result, potentially a result that you're looking for in terms of physical healing or emotional or mental or spiritual healing, depending on what it is that you're doing. All right, that's everything I want to say for the time being.